You gotta put a hand up, son. Scores. Welcome back. Your boy Sean Suge Amos, and this is the Real Hooper Show. Sorry for the delay. We had some technical difficulties, but nonetheless, we are here. We locked in. We focus on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. I got my boy with me. What's up, E?
What's good, bro?
My guy, man. How's everything on your end?
Everything's good.
Yeah, man. My boy over there, he old school dude. He sound like he a little muffled, but he not muffled. He rocking the toothpick. You know what I mean? You get, that's the Italian in him.
My fault.
Hey, man, listen. So, you know you hear of IMG Academy? You know what IMG Academy is?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
Yeah. It's a prep school, right? Yep. It's a school that focuses on sports. And, you know, people pay a lot of money to go there. Would you pay $75,000 to $100,000 to go there? Yeah, I mean, listen, before you answer, it better your chances of going Division I.
No, I wouldn't pay that much. Bro.
Damn. I mean, you got a limit on your success.
I mean, if I'm not a Division I player, I'm not a Division I player, bro.
But they're going to get you there for $75,000 to $100,000.
I feel like nah, bro.
Y'all really care about going Division I that much? Like y'all, like I played Division II, but that doesn't necessarily mean I only could play Division II. I actually just broke some NCAA rules, so I was only limited to Division II. But if I only was a Division II player, I would not be that gun high on trying to get Division I if I had to pay 75 to 100 bands. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does it mean at the end of the day? Like, you play Division I. Would you rather play Division I and do the bench until your senior year, or would you rather play Division II and be a starter all 4 years?
It's different. I would play Division II and be a starter.
All right, then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't need that 75. But anywho, they got busted. They've been fined $1.7 million by the U.S. Treasury because they were accepting money from two families that were associated with the drug cartel. That's what I said. But you know what? That doesn't do anything for me mentally. That doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, listen, bro. They got kids. Their kids want to play basketball. Their kids want to go to the school. How they get their money is up to them, God, and the law. But what else they gonna do with the money but support their family? What's they gonna do? So, but you know what? IMG did come out and let the officials know, the correct officials know. Once they heard of it, they let them know, hey, I heard about this, and these families is part of our program. So they kind of outed themselves. You know what I mean? They kind of outed themselves at that point. I mean, which is fine. Like, you got to look at it like this, right? Like, would you rather out yourself and really have nothing to do with it, or not out yourself and not have nothing to do with it, but now you look like you have something to do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if they don't have nothing to do with it, they don't have nothing to do with it. Like, you're not the cartel, you know? But some people saying, like, they was, the IMG is kind of greedy for taking the money or whatever. But here's the thing. I don't think people always understand how business run. When you run businesses, right, the money is there for few reasons. Let's say few reasons. First off, you want to scale. You want to grow your business, you want to grow your school, whatever the case may be. So you may want to get more kids in, so you need better facilities to sell, to be marketable. Then with more facilities, it comes employees. You got to pay the employees. You got to pay more staff. You got to get the best staff now. Got to get the best staff. That's going to cost you. You also have to make sure you're in the green. Green as in you have the money every year. You can't depend on 1 year. Like, if you have a great year this year in business, a great year would mean you set yourself up for the next 3 years. Not, I was able to pay all the bills on time and I was able to save some money. Nah. You want to be extra profitable. Now, I'm not saying you should start dealing with the cartel, but I am saying we got to understand what business is. So for them I don't think it's a huge deal as long as no coaches come out, hey, yeah, you know, I was in the cartel myself. But the thing about it is, man, basketball is corrupt at that level. Once you get, like, here's the thing. It used to be when you get past high school, it gets more corrupt, right? Like, once you get to a space where, let's say you're a top Division I recruit, right? You the best player in the state. It gets corrupt now. It gets corrupt. It becomes bidding wars for you. Major companies are jumping in. Coaches is getting paid. Your parents don't know about it. They're trying to persuade you into the coach. Your coach trying to persuade you to the organization that pays them the most, and you don't know about it. You think they got their best interests at heart. Then it becomes corrupt. Youth basketball and high school, middle school basketball, it used to be safe. Now that money's always involved from youth on up, it's just basketball just getting more corrupt, right? Like I think about a time when I coached and guys, not at the school I was at, but I overheard a coach talking about, hey man, if they paying, I'll let his kid play. Like, you know, like it used to be a thing where a kid had to earn it. But I get both parties, man. I get it. As a coach, I like to live on integrity because that stuff just come back to bite you. That stuff just come back, and before you know it, everything you've done in several years or whatever the case may be goes down in flames because you made a decision to get some extra money in your pockets, and now your reputation is ruined and you make no more money, and that extra money you had is gone. But I also understand sometimes with the parents, you know, they look at it like, hey, we're paying this money. My kids shouldn't be sitting in the bench. Now, here's what I have to say to those parents. Stop putting your kids at places they can't play at. It's just that simple. If your kid cannot play at a place where there's top recruits and you just want them around those guys, stop putting them there. Stop putting her there. Because the only thing that happens is you put your son or daughter in a tough spot. Because the kids know why they're playing, right? Like the kids know if your kid is on a team that has some strong players and your son or daughter's on a team and they realize like, yo, he or she is not that good, but what they dad or mom do. And they realize what you do and they realize you could be making some money. You could be giving some money to the coaches or whatnot. Nah, bro, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that because it ostracizes them. Now people are being their friends for no reason or mistreating them for no reason. So my recommendation to all the families and parents and everybody else who do stuff like that is basketball. I don't know where did basketball just become this serious thing where everybody had to make it. Play the goddamn game the right way. Hoop, have fun, enjoy yourself. You don't have to go Division I to have fun. You don't have to go Division I to have a great basketball experience. You don't have to go Division I to be considered a good basketball player. There are plenty of guys who went to the NBA or overseas from Division II, NAIA, etc. You don't have to be one of those people. Just enjoy the game. And if you want to go Division I, work your ass off. Can't pay for shit. Now, IMG Academy. Hope you guys get through it. I never want to see coaches go down if you didn't do anything wrong. But, you know, that's it. Where's that? Your boy KD is in the paper. Shout out KD, man. I like KD. KD's a good guy. His Twitter account has been exposed, E. What you think about that? Do you think it's a bad thing or a good thing? That
I mean, I'm still skeptical if it's still his or not.
Yeah, man. That's how I feel. You know, a lot of the stuff that people care about today is like fake rage. Like, have you ever talked bad about a player, a teammate? Yeah, like you hear like, yo, this boy can't catch the damn ball. If he catch the goddamn ball.
I mean, sometimes.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right. That's all he was doing. I ain't see like, yeah, you know, I'm knocking down his baby mom. You know what I mean? I ain't see nothing crazy. I just saw a player being a player. The only thing crazy about this, if it's true, is why are you trusting these random people? Like, why are you in a group chat trusting these random people? You know better than that. I'm not even famous or anything close to popular as he is. And I'll be like, nah, I can't send this over text. I see him in person. Because the dog, some stuff dudes be trolling me on Instagram. And I want to be in it, and I want to be like, yo, man, you know what, bro? I don't give a about. And I be like, nah, they screenshot. I make it big. They screenshot some shit from 2026. Then I'm cooked. Nah. So that's the only thing I think about it. Also think people have high expectations of these athletes because they have money. Like, we got to get that out of our system, man. These guys are human beings just like you. Just because you look at them and say, oh, they got money, they shouldn't be doing this. You know what it is, E? You know what it is? Somewhere down the line, someone told us the only way we can make money is if we're perfect. That's the only way we can make money. So when you see people with a bunch of money, you think to yourself, oh, they should be perfect. No blemishes on a record. They should do everything the correct way. But no, that's not the truth. The only difference between you and a person with money is talent and work ethic. That's it. Sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes it's inherited. Sometimes people just in the right place at the right time. Sometimes that's just what it is. It has nothing to do with character. And I'm not sitting here saying that KD has a bad character. I'm just saying that you guys expect all these celebrities, athletes to be perfect. And you're not. So you can't expect that out of them. Can't expect that out of them. Think about it. If they was that perfect, if they was so much ahead of you, above you, they wouldn't follow the same girls as you. They wouldn't follow the same people as you on Instagram. Yep, I said it. The same people you like on Instagram, same girls you like on Instagram, you go to their page, they like the picture too. So they ain't that far above you. They like the things you like. Same cars you like on Instagram, they like the same things you like. So when I hear this stuff, unless it's like some crazy stuff, abuse, kid, maybe money laundering, or maybe like some scandal, you know, stuff they already got. Maybe they don't. Then again, I can't judge that because I don't know their bills. But unless it's something like that, though, I'm never surprised because I know they're human. I mean, you guys act like he was touching a little boy butt or something. Speaking of that, speaking of that, E, you see your boy Jordan, huh? A little touchy-feely, huh? Playing some defense.
But that's not my boy, right?
Yo, my goodness, yo. Y'all see this right here? Y'all see this right here? My man, he was debating earlier when we started this show. We started this show a couple years ago. Or started our journey a couple years ago, not the show. This is our 34th show, by the way. If you've been tuned in, I appreciate you. We love you. Keep locking in with us. It gets better. It gets better. But a couple years ago, E was contemplating getting the baldy. He was contemplating getting the baldy for the love of Jordan. Now, all of a sudden, he's not a Jordan fan. Did you see him grabbing some ass over there?
Yeah. I saw the clip, bro.
Now, do you think we overdoing it, or does it, or you think we is a misunderstanding in this moment?
You see, I saw statements come out, and I could see the misunderstanding once the statements come out. But first initial reaction was
What was the statement that came out? The ice thing?
Yeah, the ice thing. Yeah, the ice and how the kid's father wasn't really worried about it and stuff like that.
Right. You know what it is, bro? I'm gonna be real with you. When you have too much money, you kind of lose a sense of reality, right? Because let me ask you, if you were in that position, right? And the kid had ice in his shorts or whatever the case may be, all right, we could talk about the ice being in his shorts, but what's up with the leg scratching at the end of that? Was he drying his legs off?
That's like an old head trying to play it off. you know what I'm saying? Like an old uncle. You try to play a prank.
That's
put
how your
ice in
uncle
shit.
played with you?
No, I was.
I mean, is that how your uncle played with you?
I could see it. I could see.
Oh, you can see it. So if your uncle did that to you, like
What you
he went like this to you several times, then start scratching up your leg, you would have been like, oh, come on,
No. I'm talking about like I could see him try to play it off. Like, you know what I'm saying? He try to play a prank. Like I could see the two make. I could see it making sense.
Right.
Like, he try to play a prank. Put
Now,
ice on his shirt and stuff like
would
that.
you do that right now? If you had a nephew, you know you on TV, regardless of TV, regardless of cameras being around, would you help your nephew in that way?
Not in that way, bro.
Okay, not in that way. Why wouldn't you do that?
Probably upper back.
Upper back.
Upper
Okay,
back.
upper
You know
back.
what I'm
Yep. Now, why wouldn't you do that, brother?
Because bro, it just looks crazy, bro.
It looks crazy,
It just
right?
looks insane.
You know why? You know why it looks crazy?
Why?
Because you're part of this climate. You're part of reality. You're part of reality, E. When you've been rich for so long, like I guarantee you, Michael Jordan probably haven't had to say hi to a random person in years. like everything Michael Jordan does is like peculiar to his life, to his day. He gets out the car, security here, security there, assistant here, assistant here. Hey, we're going in this building. We go in this building. We don't talk to anyone on the side. My assistant, my publicist, they talk to this person, that person, this person. I guarantee he probably don't even got a phone. He probably don't got social media. I couldn't picture Michael Jordan scrolling on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like his Explorer pages is all twerky. So for me, I just think he's just out of touch with reality. I don't think it was necessarily like he was doing something inappropriate. I think he's just out of touch with reality. Now, for the people who's saying like, oh, you guys over-sexualize everything, cut it out, please. Please stop. Just stop. If any other player would have did it, anybody else would have did it, you would have been on it. It would have never been, you would have never heard the end of it. We gonna give MJ a pass because he's 60-something. That's it. We gonna look at it and be like, all right, you gotta get in tune with the times. But we're not gonna sit there and be like, oh, you guys over-sexualize everything. Nah, cut it out, bruh. Cut that out. We ain't over-sexualizing anything because if somebody else did it, you guys would have been, it would have been a never-ending story. Y'all would have called the cops. Y'all would have called the cops. But because it's MJ is accepted. If you see me in a game as a coach, coaching a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and they got ice down their back, and I start grabbing at them and doing all this, you be like, yo, get this dude out of here, put the cuffs on him. I'm on the front page news everywhere. And am I lying? Right. So cut it out, bro. Like, we're going to just give you a pass, MJ, and say, yo, you a little old, and you just out of touch with reality. You probably just don't be walking around talking to people. You don't talk to nobody. You probably don't even shake people's hands no more. Without a glove. Remember Mike Jackson used to shake your hand with a glove. He get you like, you come up, E. Mike Jackson be like, gloves, please. You gotta put a glove to shake your shit, man. Stop playing. Y'all dudes, y'all need to cut that out, bro. But man, listen, I ain't gonna put the PDH or PA, what did you call that? PDF. I ain't gonna put the PDF file on Jordan. But you on the question, I saw that commercial back in 84 too, brother. Yeah, I saw that commercial back in 87, brother, with you and that kid on there. But we're going to let this one, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt, gang. You're still my number 2 favorite player all the time, but you look a little wild right now, gang. Look a little wild.
Brown would never, bro.
I don't think Brown would never. I agree. Brown wouldn't do us like that. You know what I'm saying? Brown would, like, I don't want to defend nothing like this, man. Come on, man. Come on, bro. You know what, man? I put out a post where we talked about one of the top hoop shoes, right? It was the Adidas Pro models. I showed E. E was disrespectful, right? So he like, yo, man, man, these joints trash. But I told my guy E, you had to be there. If you was an official hooper, or you've been around official hoopers, you know those Adidas Pro models from ABCD camp was serious. You know it was serious, bro. You know them Jones was serious. So it went crazy on Instagram. Shout out to everybody who in the comments, man. Got some big names in there. I don't be doing all the name dropping, but shout out to you guys. But it made me think about something else. Growing up, when one of your friends went Division I, the whole hood went Division I. The whole hood went Division I. What I mean by that is this. If your friend goes to a D1 school, the first thing you say, yo, I need some shorts. They rating the school, team gear, everything. Everybody in the hood got your gear on. I remember going back home, you go down certain areas, everybody wearing University of Arizona. Old heads, eating cheesesteak, pop bellies. Bro, you did not go to Arizona. I go down for dudes wearing George Washington. Bro, you did not go to George Washington. I was guilty of that too. I had some Eastern Illinois shorts. Shout out my man Kyrie. I had some East Carolina shorts. Shout out my man Mike Cook. But you know, it was dudes wearing Syracuse. Bro, you was just in jail. You was in jail for 4 years. How did you get this Syracuse gear? Like, so when you, do y'all still do that? Like, if one of your friends go Division I, do y'all want some ball shorts?
Yeah, I don't got no friends who went Division I, bro.
If you did, though.
If I did, I'd probably go out there, but I wouldn't ask for
Do
gear.
you want the shorts or not?
I wouldn't ask for gear, no.
See, y'all ain't repping the game. When my guy, shout out my man Kyrie, I think I was in junior college. I was going my second year of junior college. He went to Eastern Illinois. I was in junior college, Eastern Illinois shorts, baby. Cause listen, if that's your homie, and you like, yo, my man played Division I, you gotta prove it. You gotta come with the gear, bruh. And this wasn't like online back in the day. It wasn't like you could, but who would do that? Like you wouldn't let's go online and go buy some Arizona shorts. Nah, we want to see the practice shorts. You couldn't just buy Arizona game shorts. But yeah, look, such and such got them for me. No, we want the practice shorts. You know what I'm saying? So I used to rock the Eastern Illinois practice shorts, you know? That was solid. My man Mike Cook went to East Carolina. I think it was East Carolina. Before he went to Pittsburgh. Shout out to Mike Cook. He dropped the hood off, all purple, all these purple stuff. You just got to be there, bro. That's how I see it. You just had to be there, man. You had to be there, bro. That's one of the moments. I'm gonna start having the moments every session, bro, where you just had to be there, bro. You know what I mean? Somebody jumped in my comments, right? And they was like, yo, I don't like you. I don't like that your LeBron takes are biased. You think my takes is biased when it comes to LeBron?
Nah.
No?
Nah.
Listen, bro. I say this all the time. I don't think LeBron is perfect. I don't think any player is perfect, though. I think every player has a story. And I think every player has the same story, just in different parts of their story. I think Jordan was amazing. He had a great finals run. But he also lost before the finals run. I think Kobe was great. But he also had to lose to learn how to win on his own. I think LeBron was amazing. Is amazing, But but the same losing that Jordan and Kobe did, he just did it in the finals. I mean, at the end of the day, at least he was competing most of the time. Like, shoot. But you know what? My biggest thing, excuse me, fellas. I'm already still going crazy. But my biggest thing when it comes to, my biggest thing is this. When it comes to LeBron. If I had to say anything I didn't like about LeBron's career, it'd be this. I don't like that he's playing so long. Not because he's not good, though. Because the average fan, forget how good he was. And you sitting there And you gotta now when he had these tough games, these rough games, or these games where you're off, you gotta fight through those games to find the good games. And a guy like me, you know, I like basketball. I love basketball. I'm gonna fight through those games to see it. I'm gonna fight through those games to find the old LeBron. I'm gonna find where he did good in a bad moment. I'm gonna find it because I know what he's capable of doing and who he was or is, wherever you want to pick. But the average fan can't understand that. And I don't think, again though, I don't think LeBron factors in the viewers are average fans. But I also understand this part of it too. I'm not leaving that much meat on the bone. I'm not leaving that much meat on the bone, bro. Here's what I mean by that. He makes $50 million a year. Let me ask you, E. You had the latter years of your career. You ain't the guy you used to be. It's going to hurt your legacy. You might average 12 points when you used to average 30. They're going to see all your mistakes. They're going to see how fast you're not running no more. They're going to see your fingertip dunks. But they're going to pay you $50 million. Are you leaving?
They're going to pay me $50 million?
They're going to pay you $50 million. My fault, bro. $51 million. No. $51 million. A year, though. A year.
And I'm averaging 12 points?
12 points. Are you going to say, nah, man, my legacy means more?
Nah, give me the 51
Give me
million,
the 50 million, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You going to take the 50 million too.
But you're not averaging 12.
I know. But I had to exaggerate it a little bit. I know. Because if I told you 20, you'd be like, oh, man, shit, I can play for another 5 more years then. You know what I mean? People say, he's stat padding. What the hell you supposed to be doing on the court? And I get stats? Like, what the hell y'all talking about? But yeah, I mean, he ain't trying to lose no meat on the bone, bruh. You know what I mean? I'm not going to leave no meat on the bone. Y'all want to pay me 50 to do this again? Shit, pay me 50 to do it again, bruh. It's all good. You know what I mean? I got my businesses. All I'm doing is growing wealth, brother. I'm growing. I ain't come from that family. I ain't come from that. Nope. You ain't going to sit there and tell me, oh, you got enough money. Nope. You don't say that to these owners. Why y'all don't say that to the owners? Why y'all don't say that to the owners of the Cowboys? He been owning the Cowboys franchise forever. People who don't even like the Cowboys no more, he been owning for so long. Y'all don't say that to the dude who owned the Knicks. Why y'all don't say that to him? Oh man, just give up the organization. You made enough money. Why don't say that to them? It's always the basketball player. It's always the guy who getting the crumbs, essentially. You realize the Lakers just sold for $10 billion? $10 billion. You realize that? But y'all like, oh, LeBron, he's hurting the Lakers. Cut it out, bro. Y'all need to stop that, bro. Y'all need to stop that. And another thing, too, is I don't like that he wore number 23. I don't like that he wore number 23. I think he's too good of a player. I think he's too good of a player to wear number 23, if I'm being real with you. Not because he's better than Jordan. That's up for debate. But not because of a GOAT debate, though. Just because he carved his own legacy. He didn't come out trying to play like Jordan. He came out playing like himself. So therefore, I say he should have had his own number. I like when he had number 6. Even though Dr. J wore number 6, I like when he had number 6. I like when he had number 6. Because ultimately it would have carved out another number. He didn't need to do that. But I also understand where he was coming from. Me and LeBron around the same age. Everybody wanted to wear number 23. I don't think LeBron's seen the social media era. I don't think he's seen that I don't know. I would love to ask LeBron, did you ever see yourself being compared to Michael Jordan at this capacity of your career? At any point, did you ever think like, yo, I'm going to be better than Michael Jordan? All these guys, when you was sitting on the floor and you was shooting the ball in the air, watching TV, did you ever think to yourself, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, 60 points is cool, but I'm going to be better than these guys one day. Yeah, 69 points, that's cool. I'm gonna still be better. I really want to ask him. I really want to ask him that. But I don't think he should have had the jersey. I think he should have changed it. And another thing too is people always try to make it seem like, oh, all you do is talk about LeBron. You know what it is? I don't really talk about LeBron. I do, but I don't. You know what I talk to? Media narratives. I talk to media narratives. I think media narratives ruin the world. I think it ruins communities, how we see other communities. So I have a duty to see something and be like, you know what? I think these guys are misled by the headlines. They're misled by the headlines. And I just speak to it. If LeBron James wasn't playing, I probably wouldn't talk about him. I wouldn't talk about him as much. Let me take that back. I wouldn't talk about it as much because there's a lot of things to talk about. There's a lot of things to talk about, man. And you know, one of the things we can't talk about is UCLA. What's his name? Coach Cronin? Coach Cronin, did you see that? We kicked the kid out, Steve Jameson?
No, I didn't see that though.
So I don't know the backstory, but I just know the clip. I just know part of the game. I watched 3 minutes of it. And it looked like, so Steven Jameson is a player who committed a hard foul against another player on Michigan, on the opposing team, Michigan State. And Coach Steve Cronin, he kicked him out. He said, he ejected him himself. He said, go to the locker room, right? National TV. And here's my thing, right? Yeah, because of the hard foul. You see your reaction to that because of the hard foul, that's it. But here's my thing. I understand as a coach, you really want to get a message across. Not only to the players, but to future players, to the audience of sportsmanship. A message of sportsmanship. I understand that. Now, I don't know the backstory nor the history of this kid. Maybe he's been doing stuff like this for a while. Maybe Coach Cronin told him, don't do stuff like that. And he's probably fed up. Coach Cronin is a really good coach. He's an experienced coach. I'm going to assume that's what it could be, right? I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. I don't like to do the rumor mill. I don't like to do the controversial takes. I want to give everybody the benefit of the doubt if it's there. However, I remember a press conference where Coach Cronin was saying, the kids are soft. The kids are soft. Something like that. And now you don't have a soft player. And if there is no backstory to this, if there was an emotional moment of a coach where he just kicks a player out of the game, I think it's a mixed message that you're sending. I'm not sitting here saying that the definition of playing hard means you got to take somebody out. You got to hit somebody in the head. No, I'm not saying that. But to react the way you react, if there wasn't no backstory, and you tell them to get out in front of millions, now what message do you send? What kind of message are you sending at that point? Now, for me, obviously only for me, and I've never coached at his level. Well, I coached at college, but not Division I, or head coach. I would say you sit him down for the rest of the game. If you felt that strongly about the foul, if it was about the foul. Now, if it was about a personal relationship that you guys have when it comes to Steve Jameson doing that, then that's different. If you warned him millions of times, yeah, get him out of there, bro. Go, yo, I'm tired. Because that's the only thing I can think of as a coach. As a coach, that's the only thing I can think of. The only way I'm like, get out of there. Get out. I'm just fed up with the kid. I'm fed up with him. I'm telling him, I'm talking to him in practice. Get out, bro. Tired of it. That's the only thing I can think of. But if you wanted some tough players and guys who compete, you got one, brother. You got one, and you got to know how to manage that. That's what head coaches do. Head coaches are not always the ones who call in the X's and O's and making it. I mean, they may make the final call, but they don't always come up with the greatest plan. They got a staff for that. But what a head coach does is he manages everyone. He manages assistants. He manages his players on and off the court, emotions, and the whole nine. I think it's just, and now if there was no backstory with this, I just think it's a better way of going about it, coach. I just think it's a better way of going about it, but who am I, right? I'm just a real hooper, showing short games. You know what I mean? All right. Now, we got a short show today, E. We didn't really, did I miss anything today, E? I mean, I'm going to talk about this Black History. I know it's that time. I ain't talk about it, on the first show this week. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of like topics that people have been saying. I always try to check the gram, see what topics guys on. Hey, it's been slow. We talked about the All-Star. Talked about the All-Star weekend. I don't know how many, which I want me to keep talking about, the 3-point contest, the dunk contest. I mean, the dunk contest is still in the algorithm. The 3-point contest, not so much. But what you want me to talk about, brother? What you want me to say?
You got some few injuries that popped up in the feed today.
Oh, who got injured?
Franz Wagner from the Orlando Magic.
Wasn't he already injured?
Yeah, but he's
again.
He I believe it's season-ending injury.
Damn, with season-ending injury for Franz Wagner, and
I'm looking up the news right now. Franz Wagner out indefinitely due to
Franz Wagner. Excuse me.
He's out indefinitely due to ankle soreness.
Sure. So it's indefinitely. It might not be season ending. Yeah. They just don't know when he's gonna come back.
Zach LaVine from the Sacramento Kings. He's having season-ending surgery.
Surprising.
I'm trying to see what kind of surgery it is.
Let me stop you. You know what it is when it comes to injuries, man? I remember when it was like tragic when a player got injured because that player never got injured. Like Michael Jordan played like 82 games. It's like several seasons. LeBron James played over 70 games, at least 17 seasons. I counted before. I think 17 seasons. He played over like 60, 70 games. So when you hear a guy get injured, it's like, oh my gosh, he's injured. Like, what? Is he going to come? Because ultimately, when guys used to get injured, they wouldn't come back the same. They wouldn't come back the same. But with the sitting out, the load management, it has desensitized injuries to us. Like, as you tell me about Zach LaVine, my eyes is like, whatever, bro, who cares? But the reality of it is these guys are human, these guys are hurt, so please forgive me. But you hear guys like Zach LaVine been injured almost his whole career. Like, the only thing he ever did healthy in his career was the dunk contest 10 years ago. That was probably the last few years he had of health where he just constantly playing, and then it was impactful to a team, Franz Wagner, like you said, as soon as you said, I'm like, didn't he get injured earlier this year? Like, these guys keep getting these injuries, and I think that's just something that the NBA needs to get a hold of. And I don't know what's causing these injuries because the guys is playing the same games. I mean, obviously the games is faster. I like to believe the game is faster than it once was. But there's a lot of movement, herk and jerk, and running up and down speed. But these guys are also small too, bro. Like, are y'all lifting weights? Like, these guys don't look like they live. Like, the old school guys look like they lift weights. Kawhi Leonard looked like he lifts weights. Giannis, drafted 2013, weights. LeBron James, 2003, weights. Over the years, Steph Curry has put some weight on, 2009, weights. Even Kevin Durant has gained some weight over the years. Like, you saw Jace Richardson, Richard Jefferson's son. like not Richard Jefferson's son, Jason Richardson's son. Bro, like a little kid out there. Like they wearing t-shirts under the jerseys now. They didn't do that back in the day. Dudes wanted to show off their muscles, they cut. These guys are small, man. These guys, you see these guys, you wouldn't know some of these guys was NBA players if they wasn't tall. I mean, like, it's something about the way NBA players look versus a regular player or versus a regular person. Like, their back is just straight. They sitting straight up. I saw Caldwell Pope the other day. He not big in mass, but he's tall. You know what I'm saying? He's a tall dude, and you can tell, like, oh, yeah. He might hoop. You know what I'm saying?
But sometimes, like, they be looking janky.
What you mean by janky?
Like, you ever see Kenny in real life?
Kenny who?
Kenny the Jet Smith.
Oh, yeah. What about him?
His knees.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing, though. That's the old school ball. That's old school ballers. Like, those dudes was getting injections in their knees and shit. Yeah, they was getting cortisone shots in their knees to be able to play after a torn ACL. Some of these dudes was playing on like bump, like they had to though. Like now, you have teams with guys where it's 2 guys making over 20 or more than that, more than 3 guys making over $30-40 million a year. Before, $30 million was the most. Jordan made $30 million in 1 year. That was crazy back in the day. The next person after him, I believe, or lower than him, was Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing, $20 million. $20 million, $17 million. Then it was like Horace Grant, I believe, was like $14-15 million, bro. You know what I mean? Like, but everybody else was always like $4 million, $5 million. So if you pay someone that much money, they have to play. No, yeah, I think I tore my ACL. I think I dislocated it. What you want me to do? They come out there with the needle. Hey, listen, I hear you. Listen, go ahead, man. Let me show you what we do. Put that goddamn needle in that knee. I had a friend who played overseas, played in Germany, and he was the highest paid player on the team. And it wasn't a lot of money, but no offense. Shout out my boy. And they kept putting cortisone shots in his back. You know what I mean? And to the point where he couldn't run, he couldn't do the things he couldn't do the things he wanted to do anymore, and he had to quit because it was like, bro, I want to be able to live. I want to be able to live and run up and down. You know what I mean? So that's what they do, man. That's what they do. That's so you see it a lot though. Like you see, like, is a difference in the old school versus my school. Let's go old school, unk school, and the new school, right? I'm unk school. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the middle. Now, the old school, like even with boxing, these dudes was fighting 4, 6, 7 times a year. And when they done with boxing, these dudes barely talk. They can barely hold a conversation. Their memory shot. Saw like what happened to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, by the time he was done, he could barely talk, barely walk. And he lived like that for years. So you got to look at it like, you know, the older, as we advance with technology, medicine, people start seeing the nuances and seeing like, yo, this is not beneficial. So you look at an old school baller, his knees he probably shaking, he can't barely walk. Now you go look at the boxers now. They fight 2 times a year, living their best life. Jet skis, new girl. Same thing with guys my age. You know what I mean? The Jamal Crawfords, the Carmelo Anthonys, all that, you know, these dudes is on TV talking, chilling, still dressed to impress, going to every kid game. They got 1 son, 2 sons. Yeah, it's very like Carmelo got what? 2 kids. Yeah, he got 2. He got 2 on a low score, low. One is we know. And you know, he got a daughter. He got a daughter who was there. Dwayne Wade, you know all his kids. LeBron, you know all his kids. Chris Paul, you know all his kids. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at stuff like that, it's like these dudes is different. These dudes look at their family and be like, yo, I want to go home, bro. Y'all ain't gonna be. I got 20 years out of me. I'm good out of it. And they playing for 20 years. You got to go look at guys like Sean Kemp. Sean Kemp was a hell of an athlete, hell of a player. Only played about 15 years. Out of 15, he was only good for like 8, 7. The rest, he was just coasting. You know what I mean? So it's just like one of them things where as we get older and as we progress with medicine, nothing is going to be the same. America, the world, is so barbaric, though. Like, we love it. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, MMA, UFC. Like, I've tried MMA. I've tried MMA. You know, why you say that? Dog, you know what it is with me? Yeah, you know, look, I'm going to tell you why I stopped MMA. I'm going to tell you why I stopped MMA. It's because somebody hit me in my ear one time, right? And I feared getting the cauliflower ear. And I was like, nah, my ear's too big for that. And once they told me you can't do nothing about it, I was like, oh no. Nah, I don't think they can. I mean, they might can do it now, but before, that's what they was telling me. So I was like, I'm cool. But I just when it comes to combat sports, I know we're going off subject. I apologize, guys, but I gotta, I want y'all to get to know me too. When it comes to combat sports, the thing for me is this, right? I always want to be in the know. You just never know what might happen. You got your hands up, ready to fight, box, and this dude do a kick. I want to be prepared for that. I want to be ready for that. I wanted to wrestle, but it was like, I just didn't like the interaction between two men. Yeah, I don't like people being, like the tights, being on top of each other. I'd rather avoid that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather not, like, don't get me wrong. I do want to know how to avoid going to the ground, pause. But I don't want to practice it. Boxing is cool for me. All right, let's close it out, man. Let's close it out. It is Black History Month, as you already know, and as you already are excited about. And we want to acknowledge the Black pioneers of the game. And today I want to talk about Dr. J. Dr. J. That's right. Dr. J played for the Philadelphia 76ers, also played in the ABA. And when I was growing up, Dr. J was a guy who everyone talked about. I feel like, and I'll just say feel, that Dr. J walked so Michael Jordan can fly. And what I mean by that is he had the charisma, he had the style, but the timing was different. There was still racial barriers, huge racial barriers at that time. And Dr. J transcended through that. He embraced Black culture on a national stage, rocking the afro, the style on the court, off the court, the leather jackets, just a smooth dude. Reminds you of Shaft playing on the court. He legitimized the NBA culture. He proved that style wasn't, the ABA style wasn't street, it was elite. Once he came over to the NBA, they had no choice but to evolve. Dr. J was smooth, confident, unapologetically himself. He showed you can get respect, get paid, and be iconic just being who you are. My uncle used to tell me he saved the Sixers. He saved the Sixers' identity. He gave the city the hero that looked like the people in the city. Then Moses Malone finished the job, but Dr. J built the foundation. His influence without the loud self-promotion, there was no viral clips, no social media back then, no self-branding back then. Yet, everybody copied him. You can go look. It was people who rocking fros, white guys rocking fros, the whole nine. It was true power. Dr. J and I said this, and I quote, "I didn't just change how basketball was played. I changed how Black excellence was presented." So shout out to Dr. J for being a pioneer of the game, putting his footprint in the game and giving us something to celebrate about. Now, that's our show. Make sure you guys tap in with us. Go to goalsactivewear.com. We got the Real Hoopers hoodies online right now. Make sure y'all go check it out. Make sure you use code Real Hoopers at checkout to receive 15% off. Make sure you follow us on all social platforms. Yes, Score Society on all social platforms. If you don't see my face and you following it and you don't get about 6, 7, 10 posts a day, it's a fake page. It's a fake page. So make sure y'all tap in. We appreciate the love. We appreciate the support. Until next time, let's continue to think elite and together. Welcome to Score Society.